Hi, welcome to the Charlotte Waters Beaverdam Creek Wastewater Project public meeting. I'm Cam Coley with communications for this project, and on the phone as well is Mac, who will be the project manager, and I will go through a few general what to knows about projects and construction, and then Mac will take over midway through the slides to talk some details of the project. One key thing is that if you have questions through this presentation, just go to the Q&A chats section and you can type in your question. We will try to answer those at the end of the public meeting. So first of all, an aerial view of the Beaverdam Creek project. Our goal is to install a new wastewater pipe to serve current and future customers in the Beaverdam Creek basin. It is near Garrison Road and just north of Dixie River. And there is a neighborhood just at the bottom part. And we'll zoom in here so that you can see some more detail as to the project area. One thing that we will also talk about a little bit is that in order to access this project, we will be coming in by way of an existing easement through the bottom here at Dixie River Road. And then we have some other access points near this area from Garrison and Dixie River that you can expect to see quite a bit of construction activity in those areas, heavy equipment, dump trucks, etc., on a frequent basis. Here is another project and a different view of this sewer project. This is the Beaverdam wastewater project. It's closeness to Berwick Elementary School. But we also wanted to let you know of an upcoming project, which is the Dixie River Road water line. We're expecting that to start second quarter of 2021. And when possible, we will try to combine communications so that you're aware of both projects over the next 6 months or so, so you know what's coming both on Dixie River Road for the water line project and the wastewater project, since you'll see some activity on Dixie River Road for both projects. Again, the easement access for this project, or how our heavy equipment construction will get here, will be down at the bottom of the lower part of the project at Dixie River Road, and near this kind of hard turn in the project area. They'll be accessing this from Garrison Road and Dixie River Road as well through existing easements or other agreements that we have. So what to expect? An easement is an agreement, a legal document that we have with the property owner that gives us the right to access, maintain our wastewater projects, repair if we need to, going further. Future easement clearing would be required, since these are projects that last for a long time. This picture is just an example of the wastewater pipe in the middle and a manhole, and in this case, a 30-foot wide easement, so that you can see what an easement would be in cases like this construction project. The project may have a wider easement or a temporary construction easement as part of it, and then be pared down to what's called the permanent easement, which is then how we are able to access and maintain going forward, all with the goal of reducing any kind of wastewater overflow that may occur. The first step you'll see with a construction project is we'll need to clear the easement and the part of the temporary construction easement, if there is one. That includes taking down the trees, brushes, any kind of debris. We will preserve trees where possible, especially if it's along the edge of the temporary construction easement. This photo gives you a sense of how wide an easement could be cleared. The equipment on the far right of this slide shows some of the equipment that the size or scale of the equipment that would be used to clear a property or an easement. Once we have a space cleared, then we start bringing in all the pipe equipment, the other materials. A project of this size could be similar as this photo, where the pipe is being stored in the location. Manholes are along the side of the alignment to give us all the space we need to have everything ready for when we're installing the pipe. But definitely, it's a big project and a big area that will be taken up for construction. We would also do construction fencing so that we have our area closed off in key places. Also silt fencing to prevent soil or sediment erosion. If we need, we would have some security fencing or access control. And these are some photos to give you a sense of what the silt on the left would look like and what a large construction wastewater project would look like with a lot of dirt inside the fence line, porta-john, multiple excavators, and just a large area to for the crew to be working in. Another thing that you'll see pretty early is subsurface investigations, which is clear after we've cleared digging or drilling down to find any potential rock or other subsurface issues that they may run into, to have a better sense of how much rock they may run into, better prepare for what they are going to get into before the excavator gets there. So you could see equipment like what you see in this photo going through first. We do assume that there will be some rock, and with rock we have to blast. And in those cases, we do what's called a pre-construction survey. This is normal with wastewater projects when you're digging pretty deep, that you're going to encounter rock throughout the area. We do some subsurface testing before the project begins, but they'll be doing additional once the project starts. Blasting is a standard process through removing that rock, breaking it up so it can get out of the way of the trench that we need to install the pipe. And the pre-construction survey is a way for us to work with customers that are within 500 feet of the blasting location. We may not have to blast the whole project alignment. So definitely customers that are at the lower part of this project near Dixie River Road may be contacted by letter and other ways and offered a free pre-construction survey. And that would be a way for a third party to come, look at the structure, take some recordings, photos, interact with the customer, understand a little bit more of what cracks already exist. And then we have a good record of what was already there, so that if something happens during the project, especially during blasting, that the customer has a concern about a new crack, then we can refer to the old recordings and see what was there before the construction and compare it with what has happened after construction. We will have a seismograph monitor. They'll record vibrations as well. When we need to blast, we will try to notify people at least of the first blast in advance. And it may be something that you feel like a rumble or a thunder. We will take several precautions to keep it safe. The first photo is the contractor putting large heavy mats over the area to reduce the amount of debris that may come up. It's not like a Hollywood blast that you may have seen in a movie or anything. This is very controlled. They will drill holes into the rock and break it up in the least dramatic fashion as possible. So you will hear a warning horn before it and a muffled sound, but that should be about it. As far as what you should expect to see, there'll definitely be excavators. We'll do a lot of this project with trenching, similar to the photos here where you see two large excavators, one digging and one installing the pipe. The illustration on the right gives a sense of why an easement needs to be so big or so wide. Every easement or project like this can vary a little bit. The depths vary, but you need space for a trench box so that the crews can work safely in the trench, space for the excavator and all the pipe and material, as well as all the dirt that they remove. So that gives you a good sense of what to expect as far as size and scale of this project. And then when we're done, any manholes that are installed will be flush if it's a maintained yard. But in this case, since it's mostly kind of out in the country, it may be more of a vent like this middle photo, or a raise like this bottom photo, to also account for anything we need to do for if it's in a floodplain. And then Mac's going to take over here to talk about our schedule for the next 4 months.
Hey, Cam, thanks. And as Cam said, my name is Mac McClanahan. I'll be the project manager for CLTWater for this project. So what you can anticipate to see kind of in the next roughly 4 months, you're going to see a lot of clearing, a lot of material being delivered in. That we're hopefully get started sometime in November for this project, and it's about approximately a 9-month duration, so we'll be completed by the late summer of 21. As Cam kind of previously stated, he's already sent out letters to property owners about pre-construction surveying, and he will send quarterly updates to update the property owners in the area of construction progress. And I kind of hit on this a second ago. He'll send it out, via mail or door hanger, or an app on your phone called Nextdoor, or a website that you can kind of communicate with your neighborhood with. For this project, the main contacts will be me, the project manager. The second contact you see there, and another construction inspector we have through a third-party company called Stantec that you'll see on site quite often. And the inspector that will be our day-to-day eyes and ears will be Brian Long, and his number's attached there. And for any kind of other communication questions you may have, Cam's contacts are there at the bottom. All right, and that's so we're going to open up the floor to any kind of QA/QC. I think Cam said he's got everybody muted, so I think if you could type in your questions off to the side in the chat and send them over to Cam or myself, we can try to answer any questions you may have. I'm not sure who all's on this call now. Cam, have you received any questions so far?
No, we have a few people on, but only one question to be added to the contact list, so I'll add them. So I've kept it on this contact slide here. We will also post this presentation online, and have the availability for people to reach out to us by email or other ways. We will be posting frequent updates at least every couple of months to let everyone know in the area what to expect and how the status of the project is going. And so with no further questions, we'll thank you for logging in, learning about this project, and we'll reach out to you soon with updates. Thank you.